Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deszren. Most people call me Des. Feel free to call me whichever. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm going to be taking out my extended 2-strand twist. My last video was me installing them and here I am taking them out. They've been in for about 3.5 weeks now and I'm over it. They're heavy at times. They're heavy at times. When I'm in the gym and I have my hair pulled back, it feels heavy. Trying to take a shower and like bring up all the hair up top of your head is heavy. And I'm over it. I felt like just watching me take out my hair would be boring, so I figured why not do like a little chit chat with y'all. So sorry about the background noise. I wanted to record this when it's nice and bright outside, but unfortunately there's cars. There's hella cars at that. I'm gonna try my best to like only talk when there's not a bunch of cars going by because I know it's annoying to hear it in the background. Just bear with me, please. I am starting in the back because those are the ones that I want out the most. We're going to be talking about my experience having an apartment very young, what that's been like being in this apartment. It's also my very first apartment. I moved here when I was 20 years old. I think I do have a video kind of talking about when I first like moved in and what that was like. Oh my god, I miss my locks so much. That feels so good to take out too. Anyways, when I first moved into my apartment, I moved here with one of my exes. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, he was much older than me. And that was definitely like an issue in itself. I'm not saying that every age gap relationship is something where like you're groomed or manipulated. Like, let's say you're in like your late 20s or early 30s and you want to date someone that's like much older. That's so different than dating someone at like 19 and 20 when they're significantly older than you. And a lot of the times it is a situation where you are being manipulated. And unfortunately my ex was just one of those types of people. We moved in together and within like a month I had seen that he was cheating on me with multiple other women, and so I kicked him out. When we first got the apartment, I'm the one that paid first month's rent and deposit. All the bills were in my name, so it was my apartment. We had gotten into like an argument too about, you know, well, like who purchased what, and well, if you're gonna kick me out then I want money and blah blah blah. So it just was a really big thing. And at the time I had a decent savings because I knew I wanted to move out at a young age. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, did this man want a lot of money for shit that he barely paid for in this apartment? Yes. Did I give it to him? Yes, because sometimes it's just better to wash your hands with a situation completely and not have to deal with it ever again than dwelling on the money that was lost. I've made that money back tenfold. I'm not saying that like you should do that, but sometimes it's not worth the back and forth and like your sanity going back and forth with somebody. If it's easier to just be like, hey, okay, here's the money for the things that you paid for in the apartment, leave me the fuck alone, because he didn't want to take the stuff that he bought. I told him like, if you want to take it, but he didn't have anywhere to put it. So I gave him the money and I washed my hands with that situation. However, I was not working at the time. I was only doing YouTube full time. It wasn't enough to cover my rent at that time. And I wasn't working a regular job because I had quit working at Costco. Like, we had an arrangement when we first moved in together that he would pay the big bills, I would pay the small ones, and it just did not turn into that because he wasn't even there long enough to pay any fucking bills. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I miss my hair so much, y'all. You guys do not even understand. Some people be sad to take their styles out and stuff. Not me. When I tell you, I've been missing my hair and I'm so over this long ass hair. And as you can see, it's so easy to take this style out, especially if you don't keep it in for an extended amount of time. You really should not be keeping a protective style in over your locks for longer than 4 weeks. Not even like a year into my journey, so I didn't want to do anything or cause my locks to not flourish how they could potentially flourish. And my locks are on the smaller side anyway, so that's why they look extra tiny. I'm gonna spray my hair and everything after. I'll show you guys how I like to moisturize my hair. Fast forwarding, so that's kind of why I started even doing hair in the first place, because I was like, damn, I'm broke, nigga, I'm broke. I need to make money, and I need to make money fast. And I knew I didn't want to go back to working a more traditional job or like a 9 to 5 or customer service, like stuff like that. Doing hair is still a form of customer service, but I feel like you guys know what I mean. I didn't want to do like a retail job or like a food service type of job because I've already done stuff like that. I just never liked those type of jobs. So I started working from home. Like now, you know, like I'm in a salon and everything. Like I have my cosmetology license. All that is taken care of now, but at the time it was a struggle at first, and moving back home just wasn't really an option. I don't really want to get into that, but it just wasn't an option at that time. I knew I needed to hustle. I needed to hustle quick, and I needed to make some money. And thankfully, very thankfully, within like about 6 to 8 months, I was pretty much fully booked. I was booked enough to pay my bills, and that's all I cared about. And on top of YouTube money, it really helped during that time. I'm also very grateful for all of you that have been here for such a long time and been supporting me and been watching my channel, because you guys do not know how much just your support and watching my videos has helped, honestly paid some of my bills. I am eternally grateful for this platform and what it's allowed me to do at a young age. But anyways, I really wanted to talk about what it's been like living on my own in my early 20s. I will say this: if you are in a situation where you're living at home and it's not challenging your sanity, stay at home for as long as you can. Like, I really say that with everything in me. Stay at home as long as you can. I wish that I never wanted to move so fast at a young age and live on my own. I'm grateful to have been able to do so. It comes with its challenges. You literally never know what type of unexpected payments are gonna come up, or the fact that rent can change literally at any moment in time. Dealing with other people that are in your building that might not just be clean, or are just rude, or are just weird as hell.
All shade. And it's no shade.
I don't live in the best area in my city, which we're working on that. We are working on that. It's much easier said than done. Like, if you're thinking about moving out at a young age, please consider any place that has cheap rent is probably not going to be in a good area. It's not going to be in a safe environment. Your sanity is going to be challenged every single day, and you're most likely going to be dealing with people that you really don't want to live near or be around. If you're in a position where you can stay at home, you can save up your money, do so, and don't be in such a rush, especially if you're young. Like, it is hard out here. It is really hard. And like I was saying too, I don't live in the best area, and that comes with dealing with things that you really should not have to deal with, especially like living alone and like not feeling safe. For example, a few weeks back, someone quite literally got shot and killed in front of my building, and I was in my bedroom when it happened. Like, I heard it all go down and everything. I will say that that's not the first time that something similar has happened in front of my building or in this area. I'm also not going to act like it's only been bad over here, like living on my own. It has its perks. Like, the freedom is great. Freedom to do whatever you want with your space is great. Being able to live by your own rules is great. But also too, it will teach you a lot as far as self-control, discipline, all that stuff. It's so easy to get caught up in a really like bad cycle, or like an unhealthy cycle of just like not being responsible, which of course I had moments like that. You know, I was very young when I moved here. I was 20 years old, turning 21. I'm not gonna act like I've always been disciplined and responsible with my money or responsibilities. Like, granted, the bills is always paid.
I pay my bills are paid.
It teaches you a lot, things that you don't necessarily learn like still living at home. I feel like your first apartment also shows you what you would most definitely want or not want for your next place, which is kind of where I'm at right now. I've been applying to a lot of different apartments and stuff, which is also hard in itself when you're self-employed. It's not like I have a W-2. It's not like I have an employer that I can tell different places, oh yeah, I work at X place, or I work here, I work there, like this is my boss. No, like, I am my own boss. The process is much different when you are self-employed, so please keep that in mind too when you are trying to live on your own. If you are self-employed, because I don't live in a good area and I have what you would call a slumlord, there was no background check, there was no credit check. It was, do you have first month's rent, and do you have a security deposit, and if you do, here are the keys. You get the apartment as is. Please do not think that it's an easy process when you are self-employed. Even if you're making good money, a lot of places don't want self-employed people because they don't view your income as stable. Look at the girls, they're so cute. I miss my hair so much. I want to also talk about some things that you are unfortunately gonna have to deal with when you are living on your own, and when it comes to dealing with other people, like friends and family. I'm all about community. Like, I'm definitely a family oriented person. I think everyone should have some type of community, people that you can rely on, people that you can trust, especially if you're like the first person in your friend group or anything like that to get their own place. Expect people to want to come over all the time in the beginning, which is of course good, but also do not be afraid to set very firm boundaries, because people will definitely take advantage. You can run into the issue of people inviting themselves over or showing up randomly without any warning or notice. And don't just give a key to anybody. Like, do not do that, especially when it comes to like dating and stuff. Like, whether you're dating a man or a woman, I don't think it really matters. Especially if they're still living at home, they're gonna want to be at your place all the time. I'm gonna tell y'all a situation that I dealt with. I was dating this guy, and second time I invited him over, this man bought his PS5 over without saying anything. Like, he bought 2 book bags, one spending the night bag, and the other bag had a PS5. I said, what are you doing? What is in the other bag? He goes, oh, my game. What do you mean by that? And then proceeded to unplug stuff out of my TV to hook up his game.
Seize him.
I was baffled. Like, no asking, no none of that. I was baffled. So expect people to have the audacity. Like, expect people to have the audacity. Ring camera, get that immediately. Honestly, it doesn't even have to be a Ring camera. It could be a knockoff one. It could be whatever. It could be one that you don't have to pay a subscription for. Just get something, some type of security system, an alarm, whatever. Have something to defend yourself. Have something that's recording, you know, who's going in and out, who frequents, you know, your hallway, or who's going past your door and whatnot. Especially as a woman, when you're living alone, you truly just never ever know. A Ring camera does not have to be wired either. It can be battery operated. It can be recharged. Something like that might be useful as well, depending on your situation and what your apartment allows. My landlord, he doesn't really give a fuck what you do with the apartment, as long as you don't completely destroy it. Do something where you have some type of security and you know who's around, especially when you're not home. To be able to see who's frequently walking past your door when you're not home is also just as important. It's so easy to get caught up in wanting like the latest and greatest and luxury this, luxury that. You see people every single day, they're buying houses, they're moving into luxury high-rise condos, luxury apartments. Like, everything is brand spanking new, everything is modern. But I just don't think that that's really that realistic and attainable for the average American, and especially when you're in your early 20s. Some people are just very blessed, and there's nothing wrong with that, but not everyone can easily get that, especially on their own. It is very difficult to do so. I mean, you have studio apartments that are starting at $2,000. Even if you're making 3 to 4 times the rent, that's still insane. That's still bizarre to pay that for like a room and a bathroom. It's just so unrealistic what they're asking of people. It's like, it's almost impossible to do that on your own or without having a co-signer or a roommate, and not everyone even wants that. So if you are watching this and you're thinking about getting like your first apartment, or you're young and you want to move out, please be okay with having your first apartment not being the latest and greatest and the best thing. I think it's perfectly okay to work towards that, especially if you're in like a situation that you really need to get out of. I would say take what you can. It's so hard seeing other people your age doing things that you like dream of, feeling like it's so far away or like it's so ahead of you. But that's really the key, and just not giving up and always working towards your goals. I've been watching like more like de-influencing videos, especially when it comes to like apartments and homes, or just things that, you know, we always see like the luxury side of things. I see someone's more realistic way of living, something that just actually feels like home and not just a show for social media. And honestly, watching content like that is so refreshing because it just feels more authentic. It feels more genuine. Like, that stuff is cool and all, but it's also not worth making yourself go broke or be in financial ruin just to say that you have the latest and greatest. Almost done. I am so excited. I miss my hair so much. I know I keep saying it, but I really did. And Lately, I've been getting a lot of comments about people wanting to start their locks over, but they feel like they're like too deep in their journey to do so. Honestly, girl like me, I'm gonna just say do it. Like, y'all already know I've started over so many times. I don't see it as an issue starting over, especially if your hair is damaged or, you know, you just have a different vision for your locks. It's your hair at the end of the day. It's your life. You should wake up happy and satisfied with yourself every single day, especially with your hair. Like, that's a big part of our identity, our appearance. So do whatever it is that's gonna make you wake up and be like, yes, I'm so glad that I made this decision. You don't want to wake up and be like, damn, I wish. No, just do it. What are you scared of? Just do it. Just do it. The time is gonna pass regardless. And I think starting over and going as small as I did was really the best decision that I've ever made for my locks. You guys have really been here for a minute now. You know, my other lock journeys, there have been times where I was really not feeling my locks. And I'm not gonna say like I hated certain sets, because I definitely didn't hate them, but I just never felt like they 100% suited me how I imagined. So I'm really glad that I took the time to take my time to start this set. It literally took me like 2 days to get the grid right and to get it as symmetrical as possible. I don't know if I have anything else to say about first apartment experience and whatnot. I feel like I was really just rambling, but hopefully you guys don't mind. I feel like there's so much that I could talk about, but I really don't want this to be like a 30-minute video. But if you guys do have questions or there's anything that you want me to talk about more as far as like my experience having my first apartment, like living on my own, definitely let me know. All right, y'all, we are done. They're so crinkly. I'm gonna start by spraying my hair with this Jamaican black castor oil water by As I Am. This stuff smells amazing. And I'm going to like really saturate my hair. I'm gonna wash my hair in like a week or so, because it's only been like 3.5 weeks since I had these twists in. I'm definitely not ready to like retwist my hair yet. Honestly, I might wait like 2 weeks to do my wash and retwist. We'll see. Like, I'm obsessed. I'm sorry for screaming. Like, it's so cute. It's so fall. My hair is fine, y'all. It's just, it has density to it. So my hair seems thicker than what it really is. But as a fine-haired girly, to have this fullness, I'm really obsessed with it. Like, my hair is not even fully locked. So I know once it really is fully locked and it frizzes up a little bit more, it's gonna look even more full and I'm gonna be even more obsessed. Now we're actually gonna go in with a real leave-in conditioner. The castor oil water isn't really considered a leave-in, it's castor oil water. This is really going to like moisturize the hair. This is Carol's Daughter Goddess Strength Leave-In Milk. And it is a spray. I don't know if you guys can see. It's like a creamy spray. Not a type of spray that's gonna leave buildup in your hair. And I also don't like drown my hair in this as well. And make sure you're lifting up your hair. You're getting all up in there. Just spraying the top is not really gonna do much. And that leave-in actually has ginger in it, so it's a very nice smell. And the scent actually will last in your hair too. Like, I could spray this in my hair today. Tomorrow when I take my bonnet off in the morning, my hair is still gonna smell like it. So cute! Now I'm gonna go in with my Sacred oil to seal in all that moisture. And these are the edge drops, but I use it all over my hair. And it smells amazing. And this oil is very watery. Definitely be careful. And it's expensive, so don't go wasting it. Like, this is not the type of oil that you apply all over your head and then you rub it in. It's like you need to do a section, rub it in, do another section, rub it in, because it's that watery. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop those down below, and I will see y'all next time. Bye guys.